Well, can I throw this question out to everybody?
No.
Why is it that
Sorry.
It's okay, Leslie. You're allowed to give him a hard time.
why why is it that so many people, especially young people, proudly state they don't trust the media. They don't trust the media. You can't believe what you hear. You can't. And then come election time, they vote exactly how the media has moved them to vote with slanted stories.
Because it was cool on Comedy Central, man. Did you not watch?
I think you're expecting a level of self-awareness and introspection that maybe a lot of those younger folks don't have. I don't know.
It's also the fact that we're being bombarded by this stuff. I mean, you can say that you don't trust the media, but when it's a tidal wave that's deluging you, there's only so much of that you can ignore.
Well, and look at how we pay for ads on Facebook. You pay for ads, not just Facebook, but Google ads or anything. You pay by impression. What does impression mean? It means it's been in front of someone's face on a screen. Well, I think that that's part of the news cycle, too. If the left and the progressive media narratives get out there and are in front of those people, in front of them on their computers, on their tablets, on their phones, a number of times, that maybe it begins to have that same effect. Maybe it begins to subconsciously affect them with that impression. Whether they believe, quote unquote, what the news media is saying or not, they're seeing things and it's impressing on them, and that's where they're taking their information from. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because they're seeing it from news and all of their social media, and they're seeing the same messages, and the stories are confirmed by every musician, actor, comedian, everyone they see. So, they get 5 million impressions from ABC and 10 million from CBS and 15 million from Beyonce and 400,000 from Hot Air. Of course, they're going to be skeptical of us because we're the only ones who disagree. Everybody agrees with that liberal message.
I'm sorry, to piggyback on Leslie's point real quick, I mean, we did have those 4 Rams players do the hands up, don't shoot thing. And that reached how many millions of people?
Right.
You have LeBron James and a bunch of other basketball players with the I Can't Breathe shirts. And honestly, I mean, I have an opinion on the Eric Garner case that is different than my opinion on the Michael Brown case. But there are ways that these narratives transcend the news media and get into people's news feeds. I mean, just through YouTube, I can tell you that I'm subscribed to a lot of people, and the Michael Brown case in particular has permeated those spaces and a lot of the stuff that has come out as not being true, particularly the hands up, don't shoot, has entered into those realms as well. So there are ways that these stories get out there and affect people, particularly young people, that are not in the news media, but in addition to the news media, which is going to be around everywhere because we're surrounded by news. We can't escape it. It's going to get you in some way, shape, or form. And since the majority of news outlets out there are from the left, I mean, that's just the case. So in answer to your question, Andy, I think that's it. It's just that you can say that you want to be unbiased. You can say that you don't want to just go along with the news or whatever. But the news is coming to get you. It's coming to get you. It's seeking you out, and it wants you to go with what it's saying. So, I mean, unless you are a conservative, unless you're, and even then, there are conservative stories that are sent out there that hope to engulf people without them paying the most amount of attention to. That happens. So there's a lot of work that you have to put into being an unbiased consumer of news media. It's difficult, and not everybody understands what the concept is.
I also think that there's a difference between what young people consider the news, which is what they watch their parents watching on TV every night, versus what they get their news sources from today. Just like you're saying, JD, especially with things like YouTube, Comedy Central, they wouldn't maybe consider those things to be the news the same way that their parents would consider the news. So I think that's part of it too.
It's slapping the label of feminism on yourself and proclaiming that that means people start bowing and scraping over particular issues.
Well, it's become better to protest than to produce.